What's up, everybody? It's CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio12tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials, pick up your premium membership. It is 50 cents a day. And also, don't forget to stop by cmpkids.com. Get yourself a copy of Drill Loops. Get yourself a copy of Drill MIDI. It's what we're going to be using in this tutorial today. You also want to stop by Spotify. Follow the Spicy Sundays podcast for the spiciest, the hottest, the most caliente producer takes on the planet. Now today we're going to be working inside the MPC, so this will not apply to FL Studio. This will not apply to live. We are talking about MPC type business, and we are going to be making drill music inside the MPC. So, what I'm going to focus on is just kind of going around some of the shapes in the step sequencer that can really get you up and going with drill really fast. So let's go into the MPC and see about grabbing some samples first. You go to main. Let's see. I gotta plug in on track 1, so I'm gonna go to track 2. I'm going to make this a drum program, and let's just go ahead and find some sounds. Now for drill, it really pays to just go online, hit the Reddit kits, and just go to work. They have all the sounds pretty much picked out for you, and it's done by the producers within the genre that you should be familiar with if if you like this type of music. If you don't, then you're not going to know who these guys are. But if you do, if you go back and you do the math on it, which you should, right? Um, you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to find the sounds quickly. Which that's one thing I don't get. Like if you don't like it, like if you don't like genuinely like drill, why do you even want to make it? So I'm gonna get 2 hi-hats, a kick, and a snare. All right. We're gonna go for our tempo. We're gonna hit it at 141. When it comes to the snares don't go on on the 2 or this is double time, so they don't go on the 3. They go on the 3 for the first bar, and they go on the 4 for the second. So it sounds like this. If you don't if you don't get that if you don't get that right, your drill vibes are gonna sound odd instantly, right? So the next thing that you want to do is kind of the way that I build it out, and I think this is the best way to build out drill beats is to go from snare to hi hat to kick 808, and then get yourself a loop and everything, right? Drill is like one of the few things that I'll do drums first. So I have like a hi hat and then like a lower hi hat, right? So for the one that's more in the high frequency, the easiest thing to do here is to go into your step sequencer, and you want to draw this pattern right here, or what I've got on the pads right there. This is not to be negotiated. This is what it looks like in the piano roll, right? So this first part, this is your basic drill rhythm, right? So this is the equivalent of like the dembo in like reggaeton or Afro beats. This is the equivalent of 4 on the floor in house music. Like this is here. Don't fuck this up and try to be creative and put my own take on it and be an artist. Like this is a stylistic um uh norm within the genre. Now, what you can do, right, is if your basic style would be something that was more like this. You would do like 2 passes of this. This is like the most basic that you can get with drill. Now, if you want to try to freak it and do something else, this is where you can on this second bar, right? So here's your first bar. On the second bar, you could take and say, okay, maybe I want to, spice it up and do something more like this, right? And then you could take, if you wanted to go a step further and you wanted to like maybe, I think this is easier to do inside the piano roll, but if you wanted to, um, put put any types of rolls in, you want to do that on the second bar, right? Right. So you kind of let everybody know like with this first bar, you're letting everybody know, okay, this is a drill song. This is not trap. This is not a trap song. And then and then you put your own spin on it on the second side, right? So a cool technique is to instead of copying this and pasting it like this, swing it around where you repeat this twice, right? And then you could take this guy, okay, and then maybe for him you can add a little bit more, right? So now you got this. All right. And one of the things I really like about the MPC and the MPC software is the way it handles velocity. Right. So now you got your drill, you got your drill snare, you got your drill hi-hat. For drill kicks, you don't want to when you're laying out your primary pattern, your first one, you don't want to go too nuts with the kicks, right? So we'll go back to main, find our kick, and this, you if you're comfortable playing it in, you can play it in. You can play it in, but there's nothing wrong with hitting the step sequencer, especially for like this type of music. It just makes it so much easier. Now, the first thing, just like you put that standard drill hi hat on the first bar, right? You also your first bar just one kick, right? Just kick, snare, and then let it roll around. So just like how that first one you have the standard drill hi-hat and then you embellish on it on the second part of the bar. Same thing with the kicks, right? So here is where you'll have something interesting. All right, so that's bar one. Let's see this. And that workflow with the touchscreen and the step sequencer, like that is just that's so much more fun and easy to me than than using the mouse to to click stuff in a piano roll like in Studio One or something like that. That's one of the reasons why I really like I really like using the MPC, even if it's even if I am just using it in controller mode, like it's where I'm comfortable. All right, and then for this third one, or for this hi hat right here. Let's see. We go back here. Where's it at? This guy right here. Let's go to Shift Note Repeat and put it on 32T, and I'll just kind of vibe out and see if something works. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right, so I'm gonna take that. Let's go into the piano roll, and I'm just gonna delete some of the extra notes. And again, just do the velocities real quick. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna copy and paste this. Let's see. All right, so that's what's up. Now for this one, let me go to Shift Browse. Another good reason to to get these kits is you don't have to look far for the gunshot. All right, we're gonna edit this sample real quick. That way we could put our own reverb on it. I use an audio track since I'm gonna use a loop. That works. First one out the pack. Bam. All right, so the last thing that you guys are probably wondering about, I was like, all right, that's cool. I know how to do all that. But what about the 808? Okay, how do you get glides inside the MPC? Is Sublab. All right, so I have a custom preset inside Sublab, and I've got the glide turned on to 1/16 legato so that we can use 808 glides in the composition. Now you're like, bro, but what about tube synth? I could just make my own 808 in there. And the problem with tube synth, because I was thinking about showcasing that, is the problem with tube synth only allows the pitch bend to go up or down one octave, and a lot of like the really dope shit that you hear inside a drill is going between two octaves. That's how those slides and bends get so obnoxious. So without the ability to do that, we're kind of on a dummy mission. So what I'm gonna do is this loop is in D minor. I'm gonna draw the D minor pattern with the 808. And I kind of just, when I'm doing this, I'm kind of just like listening and um as you listen, and if you actually listen to drill music, you'll get this. That's the thing, guys. If you go make drill, like listen to drill, enjoy it. Don't just get into this shit because it's like a keyword. But you just kind of hum along with it, right? So you got uh, 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 and I just kind of, you just use your hand eye coordination, right? So as I was humming those, I kind of seen where these were coming in at. Let's see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. All right. So now that I got the counting right, I can add my glides. Let me set this to 16 notes. 16 notes is where you want to have your glides at. Let me get rid of this guy so I could see more piano, see more of the piano roll. Okay, so this is I'll show you that. I'll show you that 2 octave shit, right? So this is the second octave. Ah, and that is why you just spend the $50 and you get Sublab if you want to make drill music with your MPC and have an MPC workflow, inside of the software. Because I mean, I can make the whole song from here. I could go ahead and copy out a few different patterns, or arrange this all inside MPC song mode, and then either open it up as an ALS, bounce the stems to Studio One or Pro Tools or whatever your desired workflow is. But the what you cannot do, what you can't do until Akai gives us a sampler that can do a 2 octave um portamento glide like this, is get an 808 line that sounds like there's nothing that's going to get you that exact sound inside the Akai stock stuff. So this is CMP with Craftmaster Productions, Studio1Tutorials.com. If you like the melody, shit's available on cmpkits.com. Drill Loops Volume 1, Drill Loops 2 coming out very soon. You guys keep it simple. Do not be basic. And we will see you on the next one, fam.